Head coach Jackie Stonebreaker looking for 4 seniors to come up big. Versailles setting the tone early. Lauren Bruns steal, gets to Shelby Higher, lays it in. Tigers up 7-2. Bruns drive, gets the bucket. 21 points for Bruns. It's a 9-2 lead for Versailles. More from the Lady Tigers on the fast break. Camille Watron to Chris to put off. A dozen for put off. It's 13-5 Versailles. Move to the second quarter now. Bruns misses the jumper, but Taylor Winter is there for the putback. 8 points for Winter. 21-7 Versailles in front. Defense forcing turnovers as Watson comes up with the steal. Going the other way and lays it in. 24-7 Versailles in front. Final minute of the opening half. Bruns and Lauren Monin playing the pick and roll. Monin finishes 32-13 Versailles in front. And Cammie McEldowney comes up with the steal, checks the clock, has time, lays it in. 34-13 Versailles at the break. Lady Tigers go on to win easily 65-31, setting the tone early in the victory.
Miami East is a really good team. They do good things on the court, and we just tried to mess with them with our ball pressure a little bit and really get after them at the beginning of the game to make them realize that we were here to play and we were here to play to win. And you know, it's always been a big rivalry between us and Miami East, and you know, the same was true tonight. They played hard, we played hard, and you know, we came out on top.
Coach has been stressing it all week. We knew that they were going to come out with a lot of energy, so we thought getting off to a good start and almost stumping their energy that they were going to have was going to be a real key victory for us.
So Versailles moves on to the district title game next Saturday at Springfield, time to be determined. As will their opponent. They'll play the winner of this Saturday's Bethel Tate Georgetown sectional final.
Straight up, ready to block shots, and that's going to be hard to replace.
So you were up 9 at one point during the fourth, and nobody kind of ramped up their defense, got a couple of steals, cut it down to as far as 2. What's going through your mind at that point?
That we were up 9 about 30 seconds ago. Should have called a timeout, should have done this, should have done that. But I told the girls before the game, I said there's no shoulda, woulda, shoulda, coulda in this game. We're out for it. This is our opportunity. We're gonna go grab it. So even if you make a bad play or turn the ball over, you got to think next play. And that's what I was doing as a coach too. I said should've, would've, oh well. It's over, next play. Got to get to the next play. We got to figure out what we got to do now. 2-point game, let's get it and go.
Watching you guys play all year, and in the last 3 games, the shot blocking you guys have done is incredible compared to, just maturity and growing game by game.
And that's not taught. That's just feel. That's just, you know, how the player feels and how she goes up strong with it. And I don't know if there's a record out there, but I feel like it should be broken this year if there was.
Jackie, I've asked the girls this one. I asked you, you're building quite a resume. Any time to step back and go, wow, how's this, I've accomplished so much already.
Keep going. Let's get some more. I'm a competitor. I always have been. And I think what I learned back in my days of playing for Versailles and playing for Bowling Green, and I feel like I missed a lot of chances. And I said back in the day, if I ever got the chance to coach, I'm going to push them to their full extreme, because I really feel like I missed some chances because I didn't do something on the court, and I don't want them to walk away from this game thinking I could have done more.
Last year you guys won 11 beat Tech girls who've been playing varsity for 3 years. Didn't quite get it. What was it about this team that was able to finish it off with this state title?
That's a good question. They rallied around themselves. The seniors stepped up, I want to say January, and had a team meeting, and we just said, we're either going to get it done now or it's not going to get done. And a lot of emotions were thrown around, but there was nothing that I would ever take back from that situation. It was the best thing that we ever did, and we moved forward. We forgot, and we moved forward. Like I said, next play, just keep on going.
Lauren, you picked up 2 fouls really early. What's going through your head at that point, and what were you thinking, when you get back on the floor? Because the fourth quarter, you were like going, like your hair was on fire.
Yeah, when I got that second foul, I knew right away. I looked at Coach, and I was like, I'm out. That's a rule. You get a second foul, and then I looked at the clock, and there were 7 minutes and 1 second left, and I was like, I cannot sit out for 7 minutes in a state championship game. But, you know, you live and you learn. And I know going into that second half, I cannot afford a quick third foul. And going into the fourth quarter, I can't even afford a foul. You know, they do a great job knocking down their free throws. And, you know, that could have been a game changer there if we started fouling and got him in trouble like that.
Started off the inbounds. She nails the triple. Versailles leads 17-11 after 1. In the second quarter, more from Lauren Bruns. What a career she's had. She will play volleyball next year at Dayton. That jumper gives the Tigers an 8-point lead. And Camille Watrin, check out this play from a tough angle, scores 2. Tigers looking sharp. Taylor Winter hits the high percentage jumper, 25-19, Versailles in front. Krista Putoff, the senior, getting involved now, finishes in the paint as Versailles adds to its lead. Right before the end of the half, McEldowney, top of the key, hits the 3, team high 13 points for the freshman as Versailles leads by 9 at the half. Jump ahead to the fourth quarter now. Tigers still up by 9. Putoff gets the offensive board. 8 points, 10 rebounds for Putoff. Chippewa, the undefeated, top-ranked team in the state, not going down easy. Ashley Richardson and 1. Finish with 18 points. Chips are within 4, but Versailles hits their free throws and they get the win. 54-43. The Lady Tigers will play for a state title on Saturday. And this trip to the state championship game is extra special, given that it's with this particular group of girls.
Effort, heart, desire, strength of schedule, everything goes into what these girls showed there tonight. They were ready for this game. Everybody prepared for them. You can measure height, you can measure weight, you can measure a lot of talent, but you can't measure the heart and desire and determination that these Lady Tigers play with every game.
You know, actually, this was the one game where I walked in and I didn't really have that much nerves, and I didn't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. And I was like, okay, this better be a good thing. And when I got out on the floor, it was kind of like second nature. I think last year did a lot for me, just knowing what the floor was like. And I think that was a huge thing against us and that team is they've never been here before. They don't understand the atmosphere. And for us to have people that understand the atmosphere, it's a huge advantage for us.
With our 16 girls that are on our team, 15 girls that dress, 16 with Logan Shemp, there are 47 state appearances by these girls, individually or team. And I just think that that plays a big role when you get to the postseason, when you get to this type of atmosphere.
Looking back on the past 3 experiences, I still get a huge smile on my face, and being out there and knowing that we make it back, it's just something so unreal, and I know so many people wish to be in our shoes right now. But I'm so
well, we talked all yesterday and this morning about taking care of the basketball and rebounding, and I don't know if we did either, but we played as a team. We made big plays when big plays needed to be made, and it all started with the 4 seniors we had on the court. I know there were some defensive stops every once in a while, but our offensive plays, I thought, came at right times today.
You also got a heck of a defensive player at the end to save the lead too. Talk about that, running a layup, wide open layup now. Like
yeah, and hurt from the other game. If you didn't notice, she had a knee brace on today from an injury just 2 days ago. Didn't know yesterday if she's going to be able to play. And probably one of the most headstrong players, physically, mentally, emotionally, that I've ever coached. And she takes our defense and makes it her own and really comes to play every game.
Taylor, what were you thinking when you saw them racing down the court to try to get that time layup and you go up for the block?
I just had to try my best to catch her, and for that block, I just knew couldn't touch her and try my best to just get all ball.
Talk about the second block then. Talk about 10 seconds later, you got another. Let's take me through that one too.
It's unconscious.
Yeah.
She didn't know what she was doing. It's unconscious. It's unconscious.
Yeah, it just kind of happened.
Jackie, were you surprised that the game was such a half-court game?
Yes, I was. I felt like it was our game to be taken. I felt like, especially in the second quarter into the third and fourth, they weren't pressuring us like I thought they would in the full court. But I think that took us out of our mindset too, because we had set up some press breakers in practice that I thought we could run on them and score some easy layups. So they kind of played a little bit softer, but played real tough defense in the half court. And really, their hedging on ball screens really frustrated us, and we couldn't find that open player.
you guys took the ball to the basket aggressively a lot, though, and that's where you created a lot of your offense.
We did. There was some set plays that we had that off of the hedge. We saw some girls wide open underneath and cross-court passes, and they weren't just lobs, because we knew if we lobbed it, they were going to catch the ball and catch up to it.
You know, you said the other day that your freshman point guard just plays. She doesn't know what she's doing, but she sure plays like she knows what she's doing.
She does. She knows what she's doing, but sometimes I don't know what she's doing, and sometimes I'm just glad to have her for another 3 years. It's gonna be a fun ride.
Lauren, talk about the free throws there at the end. You were kind of standing on the free throw line all alone. Were you thinking anything other than make the free throws?
Yeah, actually, whenever I was like a little girl, I would go outside and I would say, if I make both of these, we win the state championship. If I make one, we go to overtime. If I miss both, we lose it. So it went through my head, and I told the girls that before the game, and what went through my head is I was like, I better make both of these. We need it. So that first time I made both, and then I went back and I was like, all right, I at least just need to make one. I just got to make one. And you know, I knew that that's what the team needed right there, is just that extra point. Just like, so if they made the three at the end, they won it. Like we didn't want that to happen. And I think, you know, I just had to focus. I just had to know that like that ball is going in the hoop, and that's exactly what I tried to do.
Lauren, when you made those two, they flagged off the first one. Do you know why they flagged the first one off?
Number 40 to my right was, I think she was going to exchange with a different player, and that was when I had the ball. So right away she knew that she had the call, and their crowd was going nuts. But I don't know. I mean, it was a good call, I think, by the refs, but I think their crowd was just confused on the call, which is understandable if they didn't understand what happened.
There was a timeout in between that free throw and the other two, and I think some people may have not understood that had been called before she stepped back up to the line to shoot another one.
That she was in the lane.
Yeah. She had stepped backwards off the
like she was getting out
of the lane, like she was going to get off the free throw line.
Jackie, talk about Krista put off her points, maybe not quite there, but what's her
Defense.
amazing tournament.
Defense, I mean, she's a shot blocker inside for us. We try to get some pressure once we try to pressure the ball sometimes, depending on the team. Tonight we didn't, but as soon as they turn that corner, I've got Krista Putoff standing right there at 6'2".